Hi, Karina here, your Lucid Living coach. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm a healing arts astrologer, and I am here to give you the new moon in Cancer video report. And hence, I have the hat with the water. I have my crab crystal necklace, and I am giving the background of the cozy home with all the plants. And I'm going to share my screen in a moment, but first I'd like to let you guys know I'm going to get into what's happening today, which is the luckiest day of the year, and the sun is conjunct Jupiter, and it's going to be a part of the themes of this new moon in Cancer, as the new moon will be conjunct Jupiter. And I'll talk a little bit about its aspects to the Mars in Virgo and the aspects to Saturn and Neptune in Aries. And I'll read a Sabian symbol from the Inside Degrees. And I will talk about the new moon through each zodiac sign, so where it's happening for you. So definitely stick around for the end. And I'll do the card reading for anyone that sticks around. That message might be for you, so don't miss that. And if you would just do me a solid and like and share this video if it resonates with you. If not, that's fine. And yeah, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit the little bell notification, and so you don't miss any great astrology videos. And I want you to be a part of my tribe. It's all about growing and being along this crazy path called human experience together. All right, so let's get right into it. Let me share the chart with you for this new moon. And this new moon is actually happening tomorrow at 3:31 a.m. So today feels very like the new moon, right? Because the new moon will be happening while we're sleeping. As you can see, the sun and Jupiter and the moon are all in Cancer, okay? We have a square over to Neptune and Saturn, and we have a sextile to this Mars in Virgo. Now, if you do not know what any of this is that you're looking at, I'm hosting a workshop, and it's a virtual one, so you can be wherever you are. And I thought I'd do it on Moon Day, Monday, June 30th at 6 o'clock. And it will be somewhat of a 2-hour workshop. And I'll be teaching you guys how to look and read these charts. It will be more of a basic, and I'll get into a little bit of how to read the transits on your chart so you can do your predictive astrology for yourself. And that's amazing. If you're not into it, you don't want to learn, that's fine. You can head over to my website at www.lucidlivingmovement.com, and you can order a reading. I read natal birth charts as well as transits, progressions, and solar returns. And if you're having a new baby, and if you have a baby, you give me the birth time, location, and the date, I can let you know what your little baby girl or little baby boy is about and how they will feel most loved. So you can be the best parent ever. Those are child transits. All right, let's get right into it. So today we have Jupiter and the sun coming together. This is I'd say a reset for Jupiter. And it gives a lot of growth and abundance to the sign of Cancer. And it's kind of like whenever the sun touches something, it kind of burns it up, and it burns, and it's kind of like the phoenix, and it rises again. And I'm sipping on lemon balm tea, which is going to help me continue to talk throughout this video. Also, if you don't know, there are speed controls on YouTube. So you can go over to the settings and you'll see speed, and then you can hit that and you can make me faster or slower, whatever you like. And I always listen to it on 1.5 or 2 times because my brain works a lot faster when I'm hearing it. Okay. So this is Jupiter. So you want to look at where Sagittarius is in your natal birth chart. You're going to be getting a reboot. Okay. It could be a death and a rebirth. It's a fresh new start for Jupiter. And Cancer in itself, we're in Cancer season. It's a cardinal sign. It initiates summer. So you're looking at one badass mofo. Okay. Cancers are hard. They're hard shells, right? And they go at things sideways. They don't go things on straight on like the square over to Aries. Okay. They love nurturing things. They make action by the way that they feel. They're all squishy inside and sensitive inside, hence the hard shell for protection. So everything that has to do with the home, our sensitivities, our wounding, how we have that maternal relationship with our mother, it plays out in our life. And maybe some of these things are coming up for you around maybe triggers from home or maternal figures in your life, and how they have really affected who you are today and what triggers you today. With this square over to Saturn and Neptune in Aries, it's kind of a battle between, I have all these obligations and responsibilities that I must attain in my home and in my career. Okay. And there could be this battle between time, and you just don't feel like you have enough of it. And your family, okay? It could be your mom, your wife, your kids. They're needing more of your time. And you want to spend time with them, but you also have a lot to do, a lot of work to do. And you're spread thin and you're having a hard time, like, satisfying both areas of your life. So you might want to ask yourself, what is it that you're learning from the situation? And how can you balance your family and your home life with your goals to move ahead, maybe in your career, or maybe in some of these things that you're learning. And also, we're learning to let go of some of these things. And this Cancer new moon is bringing this new beginning around how we nurture ourselves, how we protect ourselves, and how much abundance that we could have when we are vulnerable and when we connect with our family and our home. This new moon is at 4 degrees of Cancer, and it's also quincunxing over to Pluto, as well as Mars is quincunxing over to Pluto. Now, Pluto is what's creating this irritation, okay? Because we want to connect with the community. We want to we want to hang out with our friends, but there could be something that we're not seeing clearly in our relationship with our friends and stuff. It could be getting in a way too of our connection with our home and our family, or getting stuff done. And because Mars in Virgo wants to make a list and check off each thing off the list and get it done. Okay. And sometimes being at home, you can get a lot done. But there could be that friend that's asking you to come hang out and do things. And you want to, but you can't because you have other obligations to focus on. Now, also to prepare for this is this emotional growth spurts that we might be feeling. Okay. And you may feel emotionally stretched in new ways, especially around family, home, and safety, and what you truly need to feel secure. So there's big feelings, there's big dreams, and Jupiter inflates this nurturing Cancerian energy, our intuition, our emotions, and it's making us feel like a longing to be comfortable and to be cared for, and our spiritual belonging, and even just being at home. It's a really good time to be at home and rearranging your home, painting your home, fixing your home up. You know, Aries especially could be moving someone in, construction on the home. Like this new beginning is about the home for the Aries. Okay, and Aries have been working really hard after that huge ending and that letting go of the past. And now Saturn and Neptune are in Aries. And so we can feel also uncomfortable because of this change with the Pluto quincunx. And it brings this shadowy edge, old power dynamics, or outdated mental structures that must go. So, like I said, you could just have maybe your past life was like hanging out at the bar, and now have a family, or you're coupled now, and you want to have more healthy ways of being. Okay, that's the Mars in Virgo. You want healthy things, maybe like hanging out, and like you want to be what is it, more structured. I think maybe that's the word. Now we want to set intentions around this emotional healing. I think a lot of things are coming up too around past and home. Even like some things are unconscious with like ancestry, ancestral patterns and stuff like that. Cycles that keep repeating that you're seeing maybe a little bit in your life and you don't want to repeat them. Maybe even things from childhood, and you know, maybe your mom brings up this certain thing that she used to do in childhood, and it's just come up again, and it's like, oh my God, like I can't believe this is still affecting me in this way. This is also about decluttering your emotional and physical body and your energy. Okay. And we're letting go of what drains our life force. And sometimes we need to put up boundaries, like the crab. You know, you got to put up boundaries to protect yourself and embrace these discomforts, because this is a sign of growth. And we want to watch out for power plays in relationships or sudden shifts in friendships or our groups of friends. Practice gratitude. We want to be around water right now. So for the new moon, maybe tomorrow, take yourself to the ocean, a lake, the poolside, the river. Take a salt bath. If you don't have a bath, get a baby pool. Fill it up. Be in water. It's the best time to use water as a tool to cleanse yourself and to invite in the blessings and the purification. With this Jupiter, it's just a really amazing, beautiful new moon. And I'll get into each sign towards the towards the end. But I want to talk a little bit of the transiting Mars in Virgo that's sextiling this new moon and all these planets over there. Now, Virgo is detail oriented. It's focus, action, service, health. And then Cancer Sun is about our emotional identity and nurturing our self-expression. And the Virgo or the Cancer moon is about our inner emotional needs and our truths and our comforts and our instincts and listening to that. And Jupiter in Cancer is about growth through emotional safety and family and healing and listening to your intuition. And you have this beautiful sextile, and it's dancing with these planets, and it's an ease of energy and opportunity. So they're working together, and it's like, whoa, like I have all this energy to get all this stuff done to my home and like make my home feel secure and comfortable and safe. Or even just planning for the home that you are going to get, maybe buy or move into. You're feeling energized and confident. And this Cancer Sun could make us feel this like emotionally self-aware, and Mars could help to take thoughtful productive action. So you're more willing to lead from the heart, and you want to accomplish things that emotionally matter to you, especially in the home and the family. So we could expect for this motivation, okay, the self-expression, the courage to act on personal goals and healing. And we want to ground our emotions, okay? We want to be grounded. We don't want to emotionally react, because that can leave us in really sticky situations. So we want to use this emotional process that's more productive and thoughtful, and being self-aware and knowing where these triggers are coming from when they happen. You're like, oh, that was triggering me because this, or my husband triggered me, or my boyfriend triggered me because my mom used to do that. And so just understanding what it is, and maybe even just communicating that with your partner, as the planet of communication is in Cancer. So we're feeling that like want to speak our truth. We want to speak our emotions. We want to speak what we're feeling because we want to feel more connected. The water signs are intuitive. They want and they need to act upon their emotions. And motivation and growth, build something meaningful. This is a very optimistic new moon. And we could also start a healthy home regimen. You know, maybe not only just about repairs and decluttering our home, but maybe like a nutrition. Like I've been waking up and I've been making this morning drink, and it's beetroot powder, collagen peptides, a whole lemon, some maple syrup, and marshmallow root or whatever I need for anything. And I switch out different powders and I froth it together, add ice and water, and I have a delicious, cold, hydrating, nutrient drink. And I've been absolutely loving this new little routine. I always have a healthy routine that I do, and I switch it up because I don't like to do anything every day for too long. But sometimes it takes about 3 months for you to really feel the effects of healthy living, whether that's eating healthy foods or taking supplementation or doing some healthy habits like this. So this could be a good time of really tapping into what your body needs and doing some research and figuring out what are great supplementations or foods or powders or anything like that. There's so many resources that you can find on YouTube and TikTok and Pinterest. So take a big idea and break it down into doable steps, because Jupiter is the optimism, and then Mars in Virgo is helping you make that list of what those practical steps are to get to your goal. And initiate healing practices, whether that is therapy, journaling, body work, and inner child work. Have emotionally intelligent conversations and take action on something that matters to you. And then use your energy to help someone else. That's huge with Virgo. Acts of service, whether that is helping a family member, driving them around, meal prepping for them, helping them get into their healthy habits. Be mindful of over functioning in care roles. You can't fix other people. You can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. So don't overexhaust yourself with trying to give yourself without filling your own cup and understanding that some people aren't going to be open to your helpful advice and criticisms, right? So we also don't want to get stuck in our perfectionisms. We don't want to overly pick on our partners or ourselves. It could be very exhausting. I have Mars coming up to my moon, and I'm already feeling this lots of energy, and then I get really tired quickly. I'm like on the down. I'm drinking this tea, but it has no caffeine, because if I drink caffeine, and I'll be up a little later than I intended to. All right. Next, we have this Jupiter in Cancer squaring over to Saturn in Aries. The expansive, emotional, nurturing energy clashing with the disciplined, assertive, and it creates this tension between growth and restriction, optimism and realism. Every time we want to, we have this optimistic point of view, and we're going to go take action, Aries. Saturn's restricting it. Something comes up. With Neptune there too. We just feel that we can't make things happen quick enough. So we can build a plan for our dreams, use Saturn's discipline to create realistic timelines and steps for our goals, and use the energy of Virgo to also make the practical steps. Okay. We just need to honor both the letting go, letting the energy flow, and taking action, where we're being called to combine this tenderness and this courage. We need to really strengthen our vulnerability into really stepping into what we desire and what we want. We could also be feeling blocked from expressing care or being cared for. We could have self-doubt or fear of failure showing our progress. Family or emotional responsibilities, like I said, clashing with personal ambition, overgiving emotionally, followed by a burnout or resentment. You want to expand your business or expand your home, but you feel this overwhelm by pressure to do it all yourself or act quickly. Our feelings could be deep emotional needs to connect with others, but Saturn could be forcing us to rely on ourselves and set our boundaries. We could start therapy and healing work, but then it brings up these past wounds that are demanding us to take these actions seriously in our lives right now to change these cycles. And the Jupiter is also squaring over to Neptune. This is entering this foggy emotional landscape where faith and dreams and intuition could be clashing with this impulsive vision or this personal idealism. This is highly, could be really confusing transit. but it's rich with spiritual insights, but also prone to escapism and delusionment. We don't want to escape the reality, even though it might feel uncomfortable. You could be damaging your own transformation. You might not grow your wings if you don't go through the hard parts. And if you're drinking or escaping in drugs or pill popping, you're not really engaging in the whole transformational process to bloom into this beautiful person that the universe is asking you to become. There's core themes around this is being big feelings, cloudy vision, where the Jupiter expands the emotions, the intuition, and the desire to be nurtured. And then you have Neptune and Aries amplifying this visionary action. And then together you may feel called towards something higher, more meaningful, but you struggle to tell if it's truly real or just a projection, over idolizing your purpose. So just use your discernment and to try to work with his energy. Check on your intentions. Are you acting from a place of illusion or inspiration? Get clear on your purpose before you start moving towards your action. And let's go ahead and go through the signs where this is all taking place. I think I said enough about those aspects. And Uranus is just dangling there at 29 degrees. It's going to move into Cancer. Gemini soon. How crazy is that going to be? Uranus moves into Gemini on July 7th, and that's going to be jolting. I think that's going to be pretty crazy. Let me read the inside degrees real quick because it seems like a very good one. So Cancer at 4 degrees is, let me see, let me stop sharing. Okay. Weeping willows by a pond, remembering oh so many things, the personal, the collective, the ancestral karmic stories everywhere, held transfixed by overshadowing of stories. You seek shelter in the confines of the familiar, layer upon layer of allegiance and sentiment, memory and realization, a certain habit of going back to the beginning. There's always the beginning, and the beginning is home. That's the beginning of our story, is our childhood. Magnetized by what you feel to be your own sphere of existence, wishing to stay there and rest undisturbed in the rippling waves of past sensed and followed. You keep the home fires burning in a vigil of being fragrantly tied in with the many past, so there is no room for anything else, as what has always been continues in yet another variation, enchanted life force streaming onward. So that's beautiful. That just really wraps up a lot of this energy. And like I said, for the Aries, this is happening in your 4th house of home, this new beginning. So there's this fresh new beginning, this start. And you're really like, you can move, right? Or like I said, you can reconnect with family, or you're creating and rearranging your home, or you're doing reconstruction, or maybe you've been working on it for a long time and now it's finally you're settling into your new place and it's really feeling like home. Also, you can have roommate or someone move in, or people moving out. And Pluto's pressure may come from a friendship or a social role, okay, is changing. Taurus rising, or if this new moon in Cancer, 4 degrees of Cancer, is in your 3rd house, there's a new beginning in the way that you communicate. It could be driving from here to there. You could have got a new job or a new route or something like this. Also, this has to do with writing and learning. So it could be like you're starting a new podcast, or you're doing something new in your communications, and or you have this new beginning with the relationship with your siblings or your cousins or your neighbors. So it could have also been a move where now your daily routines are somewhere new. You may be called to speak more vulnerably, okay, or heal your relationships with your siblings. And the Pluto is transiting your 10th house. This may ask you to release control around your career status and your public image to find a voice. Gemini risings, or if this new moon is in your 2nd house, this is really good for money, self-worth, values are expanding. When Jupiter's in there, it expands it, brings a lot of abundance. You could receive financial blessings or insight about how much money that you actually have coming. Pluto may trigger a fear of change in your worldview. So stay flexible with what abundance looks like. Cancer risings, or if this new moon in Cancer is happening in your 1st house, this is a reset. You are being asked to grow into a more confident, emotionally aligned version of yourself. Jupiter brings optimism and charisma. Just be careful not to eat too much junk food where you can gain weight when Jupiter is transiting your 1st house. Pluto is in your 8th house, so it may stir up maybe fears of intimacy or control. So you want to let the old identity die so the new can shine through. Leo risings, or if this new moon's happening in your 12th house, this is an unconscious sleepy house. This is where our spirituality and our healing reset. Okay, so you may be called to retreat, rest, reconnect with you, your dreams. Your dreams might be bringing up a lot. Emotional breakthroughs and ancestral healing are possible. Pluto may bring up discomfort through relationship dynamics that force you to face these suppressed truths. Virgo risings, or if this new moon is happening in your 11th house, this is a new beginning and giving you a lot of luck and abundance around your friendships, your community, your social circles, and your long-term goals and dreams. Join a new cause or launch a new visionary project. Pluto in your 6th house may force you to examine these toxic work habits or your health routines that block you from true belonging. Libra risings, or if this new moon is happening in your 10th house of career and legacy, this is great for career growth and public recognition. There's something new happening here for you. You might have lost a job, or maybe some business has been dwindling, but the universe is asking you to reboot your career, restart. And you have Jupiter there helping, giving you the optimism and the hope and the necessary actions that you should be taking at this time. There is a new path or a leadership role that could emerge, and it will emerge. So just watch. You might be feeling like, oh, I don't know what's happening. Nothing's going to be the same. Don't go down the negative path. Stay committed to the path forward, and that will show you your new path and where the universe is trying to guide and direct you to. It's so much abundance here, and this is really beautiful. Sometimes it's the darkest before the dawn, and this is your dawn. If this is happening in your 10th house of career and legacy, Pluto may challenge you through your creative and romantic blocks, so don't let fear of being seen in your truth hold you back. Scorpio risings, or if this is in your 9th house, this new beginning is happening in a spiritual, intellectual house, but it's a powerful time for travel, study, teaching abroad, and Jupiter supports the growth. And Pluto in your 4th house may stir up deep emotions about your home or family or your past. So let your beliefs evolve beyond inherited trauma. Sagittarius risings, or if this is happening in your 8th house, there is transformation and emotional rebirth. You could receive support through shared resources. It could be your boyfriend, your husband, your parents, inheritance. But also, therapy and intimacy. This is a really good time to dig deep, my Sagittarius risings. Jupiter here brings depth and healing, and Pluto may challenge your mindset. So stay open to rewriting old thought patterns. Capricorn risings, or if this is happening in your 7th house, there's a new partnership and or a new beginning in the partnership that you have. A lot of luck, a lot of expansion, new relationship dynamics is existing here for you in partnerships. Jupiter brings loving expansion, but Pluto in your 2nd house may stir up some insecure control around your resources and self-worth. So try in mutual growth, not power struggles. And Pluto kind of, it's a challenge when Pluto's going to your 2nd house, because it could make it hard to get those resources. Okay. But there's a huge transformation happening. Aquarius risings, and if this new moon is happening in your 6th house, this is something new. You can, if you've been looking for work, opportunities will emerge. New habits, new health routines, health regimens, healing routines. Focus on emotional well-being and the body. Pluto in your 1st house is demanding deep personal change. So don't let go of ego and fear of transformation sabotage your health and or service. Pisces risings, if this is happening in your 5th house of love, romance, and children, there could be a new beginning, new joy. You might be having a baby. You might get pregnant. There might be creative breakthroughs. There might be some new romantic excitement in your life. This is a fertile time for self-expression, or, or even if you have children. Jupiter brings abundance. Pluto in your 12th house may stir the unconscious fears. So don't let the past dim your light. So I create space for emotional truth, and I trust the growth that comfort brings. So let's go through actually, no, I'm done. So we're going to get into the cards. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you are feeling called to go deeper into your own chart, truly understand these energies that are playing out in your life, I invite you to sign up and join my upcoming workshop on Monday, June 30th at 6 p.m. It's only $44, and we'll jump on the Zoom call with me, and you'll learn the basics of how to read your own birth chart. And it's perfect for beginners or anyone that just wants a fresh new cosmic perspective on how to use transits for or against your chart. And if you're looking for more personalized guidance, I offer my astrology readings. You can head over to my website. You can sign up for that workshop on my meetup, which the links are in my bio, my link tree. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you like this or if it resonated. And I'll see you on the next one. Stick around for this next card reading. All right, guys. I think I'm going to pull this Oracle, this Mermaid card deck first, because it is the new moon in Cancer. So what's happening for the collective? God, Spirit, give me some information through these cards, the collective for this new moon in Cancer, conjunct Jupiter, the luckiest planet of our solar system. And what we can look forward to. What is the message here? Especially if anyone's stuck around that needs to hear something. But I just pray that you speak through these cards. Whoa! Visions. Psychic images, clairvoyance, seeing, out-of-body travel. 37. Here it is. Okay, so mermaids do much of their work, their spirit work, by moonlight. Under moonlight, we can see so much more of what is taking place within each other's energetic space and the layers of our magnetic field. We can see where there are leaks and where there is energy compounding and compacting, almost like a growth over a wound to protect it. We can see what needs to be carefully and slowly removed and worked with, because under the blue light of the moon, intensities, drainage areas, torn aspects of our energy field become clear and obvious. We often have visions of places far, far away, and we're able to extend our energy and to send it traveling to places that we could not reach, not even in the swiftest currents, not even in the Gulf streams for weeks of our time, but in moments. We can be by your side wherever that you are in the world, because we can travel energetically. We must return to the source, to the ocean, and we physically do not move from this space. How can you too become more able to travel, to see, to be an energetic voyager who yet has a solid home in their form? So the deviation for this card is when you connect to the moon, you will feel more whole, connected, and attuned to the cycles of the world. And the fears that you may have had around certain issues will fade. You will allow yourself to see with your psychic vision, and you will speak of what you see, and it will not be considered to be freakish and unusual or mere fantasy. It will be trusted and allowed and explored by you and by others who you are close to. These flashes will not come when you are asleep, so they are not dreams, and they can become even more your physical eyes are open. It is a matter of adjusting to having more than one kind of vision and accepting that this is the energetic truth. You will begin to understand and easily interpret these movies being made for you by the divine in alliance with your spirit eye. So this is talking about really tapping in to your third eye. And we have two eyes to see, but we also have the third eye to know. So we just sometimes just know and sense things, and it's listening to that intuition. There is very high psychic abilities during water moon cycles. So let's go ahead and pick a tarot card. We'll read from the shadow or the radiant one. Ooh. 2, 4 of Wands. Yes, new beginnings. Something's birthing. And the Judgment card. Whoa. All right. What's going on here? Look at the Judgment, because that came out first. Judgment. I'm aware of myself. Judgment, awareness, self-evaluation, and authenticity. Emerging from a time of deep and careful contemplation, we've made a peace with our past. Acknowledging and accepting what has been opens the field for being and becoming. You've reached a monumental milestone. No matter what you do or whether or not anyone witnesses it, your awareness is always present to observe your actions. Even if no one else does, you ultimately will judge your own actions, so make sure that you can justify them before yourself. As a shift is about to take place, decide how you can continue engaging with the game of life in full authenticity. Navigate its playing board as it reveals more of itself to you by weighing the nature of your actions against your highest morals. This way, you will make purposeful moves and stand by the outcome. When you notice yourself judging others, make a conscious effort to replace your opinions with something more positive. Send others more quiet love. Instead, Admire their outfit and think about how much they must mean to someone else. Mhm. I've done that before. Four of Wands. I'm at home within myself. I need a little more. Enjoyment, contentment, happiness, and belonging. So this woman is pregnant. So this is gestation. This is something new. This is the 000 moment, right? Because one would be the baby's born. Four of Wands signals the arrival of happy times. The universe is throwing a party and you're invited. The faculty of being alive itself warrants celebrating, whether in the form of a professional achievement or important personal progress. There's many additional reasons to rejoice now. You've come so far. Harmony and balance permeate your being, and it feels oh so sweet. The sense of home plays a big role in your current happiness, offering you a pocket of rest. A feeling of belonging might appear in the physical manifestation of your birthplace or home, a spiritual sentiment of belonging, a relationship of familiarity. When, where, and with whom do you feel the most at peace in your own self? Pay attention to when you feel like a fetus in a womb of the world. It holds meaningful hints about who you are. Remember, return to this observation as you pass through life stages as well. Keep its precious understanding and the memories of these secure moments close to your heart. Spend some quality time at home. Visit your childhood at home if it's accessible to you, and simply connect with the place that feels familiar and safe. I feel like we got that card. All right, let's go with a Flowers of Fate. Why not? And then we can do either the Oracle, Circus Oracle, or the Alice in Wonderland. I'm thinking the Alice in Wonderland. But the Circus Oracle would be more towards the Pluto. Wheel of Life. The wheel of life is constantly moving. Embrace change and allow your fun, playful self to discover the adventure of life. Combine your personal wisdom together with your intuition to create a magical result, and feel it flow through your body, mind, and soul. Fill your questions of life as creative excitement and an expansion of you and all. This energy and wonderment of life unlocks the doors into your divine love, power, and wisdom. Push the door open and behold the light of your essence shining brightly from your inner star. Stepping through the door and emerge with the conscious, multidimensional light being, fully awakened, ready to serve on this planet, and inspiring others to unlock their star. Ask the universe to show you something in the next 24 hours that you have not seen before. Ooh, testing the universe. Yep. You play with the universe will play with you. Ew, that one wants to come out, I think. Oh my God, it's Alice. Alice. And guess what? Remember, I was like, do we pick from the Alice deck or do we pick from the Circus Oracle? And we picked from the Circus Oracle, but we picked Alice. Crazy, right? Well, that's the card that is going to resonate. New worlds are calling you forth where the old rules don't apply. It might seem strange or freeing or wild or even scary at first, but you are meant to explore these new worlds. You will gain so much from this experience. There's no need to be afraid. When your world becomes too small for your spirit, it can feel painful, like trying to walk about in shoes that you've outgrown. If you do this for too long, you can feel crippled with pain and unable to walk at all. You have a spirit that is outgrowing the worlds that you've known and is yearning to experience new ones. The universe is responding to your spiritual need to broaden your horizons with new friends, opportunities, communities that are or soon will become available to you. You may welcome the unfamiliar, or you may find it intimidatingly. You may wonder if you belong in those possibly strange new worlds, or you may feel like you've come home. No matter whether it is just another world that you are meant to pass through on your life adventure, or in a return to a true soul family you never knew you had, there is value in this next phase of your life path. It is essential to your overall life plan and divine destiny. When Alice appears, she brings a message that it's safe to enter into new worlds, whether those worlds are of ideas, new lifestyles, social communities, or other like-minded groups, or even other places. As strange or unsettling as it might seem at first, you'll soon learn the ways of those other worlds and flourish there. Alice also indicates a time when your perception is opening up. Intuition, insights, visions, creativity will increase and flow, and it is recommended that you value those things rather than dismiss them as imagination or fantasy. You are encouraged to follow that which is novel and unusual, that which seems to take you into new worlds rather than making do with what already has been. Following those initial inspirations will open the doors for you and gain you entry into entirely new and exciting worlds. You are ready for the adventure, whether you know it or not. So the healing trick for this is different places, unknown faces. I open up to new worlds. There is so much goodness awaiting for me as I leave behind what I once knew. New worlds, faces and places, bring me the three graces of love, luck, and laughter, ever increasing from now till hereafter. Wow, that's a good card, I think. We're going to close with, see if another tarot wants to come out. Ooh, Seven of Cups first. Anything else? Ooh, Six of Wands, the Sun card, the Strength card. Okay, there's some Leo stuff. Keep that in there. I'll do these two. Seven of Cups. Oops. So, Seven of Cups. My choices reflect clarity. Choices, confusions, and decisions. So you have all these cups, and sometimes we could have too many options where it becomes hard to make a decision. So don't get stuck in the endless imagining potential outcomes. The moonlight can trick you to hold out for the fantasies that doesn't actually exist. The way you see the world is inherently unique. There's no one else in this world universe who views exactly the same picture as you in this very moment. It's up to you on how you choose to focus your distinctive outlook into something meaningful. Keeping your vision clear will help you cut through confusion. Commitment to a concrete cause will give you the freedom that opens options falsely promised. So often, they actually hinder us from fully experiencing one path. Narrowing your choices means that you can become a master of one you devote yourself to, rather than knowing all of them only superficially. So practice observing a simple object from different angles and see how a shift in perspection changes its appearance. Translate this concept into more complex situations throughout your day. Okay, that's one. And then the Six of Wands. I know that I shine bright. So both of these came out upright. I mean, reverse. So I'm reading that. How difficult it can be to cheer yourself on. Even when we achieve something significant, we often brush over what we've accomplished unless we receive public acclaim. Don't rely on external validation to recognize your victories. It can be elusive, which has very little to do with how bright you usually shine. Remember, the only stamp of approval you'll ever need is your own. If you are doing your best, if your actions are expressing your highest potential, it's worth celebrating, even if it's a party of one. If you're struggling with feeling small, simply recall all that you are, a vessel through which the infinite universe comprehends itself, a part of the world in the